Hey Thrive students, this will be our year in review. So this will be our last thing that we roll through for the end of the year. I just wanted to kind of go through some of the stuff that we did this year and give you guys some pointers for what's going forward. And just give you guys some thank you for everything that you've done this year. So if you guys remember, we launched Thrive Church all the way back in November. It seems like a long time ago that we launched the actual Thrive Church, man. It was a great Sunday when we launched. We did that soft launch. Throughout October and then actually launch in November. That was great to get to do that with you guys. I remember my first Sunday that I came to Thrive. I was really excited about how many students I saw before you guys knew who I was, how many students that I saw helping us to jump in and tear down and set up, and how quickly you guys jumped in and helped with stuff. And then I just kind of wanted to run through a laundry list of some of the stuff that we did this year. Man, we started off with that giant night of fun when I was brand new, and we did that crazy long Sunday that we had that was like 20 feet long or something. Had some giant games, and then we had our Christmas party, and I got wrapped up like a human present. So did Bridget, and so did Kristen Morgan, I think, if I was right. And we had that Christmas party, and then we got together and decorated some Christmas cookies to invite people to Christmas Eve service. We went to Winter Jam. We had a big chili cook-off to raise money for CIY. Remember, a lot of us went to Sky Zone and jumped around. And you guys got to see how completely unathletic I am, which is totally fine. And then we did probably my favorite thing that we did the whole year was we did our service project at the Jarrett's, which I was really proud of you guys for how you jumped in and how hard you worked and how many of you showed up for that. I know just talking to Dave and Dottie Jarrett between then and now, and just kind of texting with them and talking to them, that it meant a lot to them for you guys to come out there and do that. So bravo to you guys. I'm so proud of you for how much time you put in and just how all that went for you guys. I was really proud of you. You guys remember we launched back in January. My very first sermon series was called Things Jesus Never Said. And I remember working through those, and some of the things we talked about were Jesus never said that we won't have bad days. He never said that church was for perfect people. He never said that faith was private. And he never said he just wanted us to follow the rules. And those were some of the things that we talked through. I really liked talking a lot about Jesus with you guys. Then we moved into our conflict series where we started to talk about conflict with God and conflict with others. And right then is when the coronavirus kind of shut everything down, right? We had, I think, one more Sunday where we met as a church, Thrive Church, and then we all started having to do everything from home, which kind of turned everything upside down. Then we worked through our Stronghold series that was on anxiety and depression and shame and anger. And I think those are really pertinent things for what we're all going through right now, how life looks working through the end of the coronavirus, and as we start looking at what next year is going to look like, and moving into the summer. I know for a lot of you guys, for me too, this year's been really weird and different, but I want to make sure we don't fall into this idea that I keep hearing these things on the news where everybody says, these are unprecedented times. We've never had anything like this. Maybe you and I haven't had anything like this, but America and the world has been through this plenty of times. These times are unprecedented in history. There's been plenty of plagues that the world's come back from. Probably one of the most recent ones was the Spanish flu that happened back in the early 1900s. If you remember the Roaring Twenties, that's what happened after everybody got over the Spanish flu. The world kind of came back together, and it was just this really big time of prosperity and unity, and just a lot going on. And so I want you guys to remember that these aren't unprecedented times. This isn't the first time this has ever happened. There's been a plague or a worldwide problem like this. We'll get through this. Life will go back to normal, not a new normal. It'll go back to normal. Maybe not exactly the normal that it was, but it'll go back to normal, guys. We've been through this before, and we're going to be fine. I wanted to ask you guys some questions. I didn't really want to shoot you guys another sermon. I wanted you guys to really spend some time reflecting on this year and what it's meant to you. So I'm going to ask you guys, I think, 6 or 7 questions, and I'll post them in the comments on the YouTube thing so you don't have to write them down right now if you don't want. It'd be really good, I think, for you guys. I know it's been good for me just to sit back and think through these questions as it comes to the year, and especially some of the questions that I have for you guys to think through on the coronavirus and just to reflect. It'd be great if you talk these over with your parents or somebody else, or if you want to talk them over with me, I would love to talk to you guys and hear what you have to say. And some of these will start out just talking about the coronavirus. What's the pressure of the coronavirus taught you about your character? That's the first question I want you guys to think through. And as I say that, what I'm trying to explain is like for instance, a couple weeks ago, Bridget and I found out that we had a gas leak, and so we had the gas to our house turned off. And in order to find the leaks, a plumber had to come and put pressure in the system and then go around and check all of the problems where we had leaks. We had to put pressure on the system, and that exposed the places where there were weak spots. That's the same thing that life does for us, guys. When there's pressure, it exposes the weak spots in our hearts and in our lives. So I would say, what has the pressure of the coronavirus taught you about your character, about the weak spots in your life? My second question would be, what did this season take from you? Did the coronavirus take anything from you? School, friendships. Some of you might have had someone that you love die from the coronavirus. For me, I know this might seem kind of petty compared to other people, but it took my first end of school year getting to lead a student ministry. I was really excited for what this was going to look like as I worked through the end of our school year, and that was all turned upside down with the coronavirus. And so I've had to take time and think through that and pray through that and kind of grieve over it. And so don't feel weird about grieving over some of the stuff that you guys have had to miss, like your normal school year. If you're a senior and you had to miss your last season to play a certain sport, or you had to miss prom, or a lot of us are going to miss CIY. That's something I'm really bummed that we're not going to get to do this summer, even though we are going to do an alternative trip that I'll get you guys a little more information about when we have some more solid stuff on it. Question number 3, where did you grow over the last school year? And I don't just mean since the coronavirus started. I mean over the last school year. Since the school year started in August, where have you grown? Where have you gotten deeper as a person? Question number 4, what did you get better at? Where have you seen yourself? You're like, man, when the school year started, I was probably a 4, and now I'm definitely a 7 and 8, or maybe you're a 10 right now. Where have you grown? What have you gotten better at? 5th question I wanted you guys to talk through is, who did you impact and encourage throughout this school year? Was a lot of your time self-focused? Or who did you encourage? Name some people off. Think of people that you encouraged. And if it's not as many as you would like, man, pray about that and seek to do better about that tomorrow, this coming school year. So number 6, and I think maybe the most important one, how are you doing in your walk with Jesus? Do you love him more now than you did at the beginning of the year, and why? Just pray through that. Think through that. Be really honest about that with yourselves, guys, and talk to somebody that you trust and care about with that. I wanted to end this video by just telling you guys thank you so much for the opportunity to get to serve you. It's been a privilege to lead you guys and to pray for you and to work with our leaders. I would say if you guys get an opportunity to reach out to one of our leaders and thank or encourage them. Our leaders are my wife, Bridget Esworthy, Karen Crooks, Sean and Kristen Morgan, and Amy and Neil Richmond. All of them, they're not getting paid to be here. They are just here because they love students. They love you guys. They care about you. They pray for you. I know it's such an encouragement to me to hear how much they care about you guys, how much time they spend praying for you and helping me get stuff together. We couldn't do student ministry without them, and it would look a lot worse than it does right now without some of our awesome volunteers. So we'll be doing something to celebrate our seniors a little bit later. I'll get you guys some more information about that, so stay tuned. But this will be our last of our regular school year yearly programming. And so we'll kind of move into our summer programming, which is based a little bit more around events, a little bit more about relationship building. There will be some spiritual stuff going on, but a lot of it will be us just hanging out and kind of building those relationships and maybe doing a little bit of planning about what next year looks like. I wanted to finish this out with one of my favorite scriptures, guys, Jeremiah 17, 7 through 8. It says, and I just want you guys to take this in and pray it over yourself, pray it for other people that you know. Jeremiah 17, 7 through 8 says, "But blessed are those who trust in the Lord and have made the Lord their hope and confidence. They are like trees planted along a riverbank with roots that reach deep into the water. Such trees are not bothered by the heat or worried by long months of drought. Their leaves stay green and they never stop producing fruit." And please remember, guys, that I love you. I'm praying for you, and I can't wait to see what Jesus does in your hearts this summer, over the next couple of years as we work together. Man, have a great summer. I look forward to hanging out with you guys.